Ah, it does work. Hi, everybody. We are live. It is just a test stream.
Yeah, let me find you. Inbox.
I'm going to have to look for my...
Oh, there's no notification here.
No.
No.
Let's have a look. Let's go to YouTube. Let's just see.
Yeah, I'm on there.
And welcome to the channel.
Yeah, I'm on there now. It's
takes forever and ever to get it to boot.
come on, George. Where are we at?
Oh, there I am. Oh, there I am. What a delay. What a delay. What a delay.
I'm just going to try and find you. Where are you? Test stream.
That's the one.
Test stream.
That's the one.
Hey.
Let's turn that one down so I don't get confused with all the audio. So here I am doing a selfie test stream live from my phone, which is great because that means I can do it live from the pool in Thailand. There we go. Oh, there's Andy. Hi, Andy. Yeah, I'm just testing. I'm messing about with this software on my phone, just trying to get everything to work. I did see that your video, yeah, like I said in the comments, your friend Dave, his mic probably has different compression on the handheld power mic he was using, whereas yours just looks like the what do you call it? The reservoir isn't big enough on that power supply that you've got. It just doesn't supply enough instantaneous current. But yeah, you know, the contact you made there was a good contact. I don't know what range you were at, but certainly sounded clear enough both ways. I'm actually looking at various screens here. So if I reverse the screen quickly, now you can see there's Keith looking at my live screen with me in the background. And there we go, back to me, so I can switch cameras that way. Yeah, I'm just this is just purely a let's see how it works. And oh yes, Paul's got his thing there. Yeah, I can see that's coming up okay. So let's type yeah, 20 kilometers. It's not bad. That's still reasonable. I don't know what power the Uniden 2150 set you've got has. Is it a 4-watt or a 10-watt set? But it certainly sounded clear enough, nice and easy. Let's see. See my loud clicky keyboard. There we go. That'll do. Ah, right. Yes, I get you now, Andy. Yeah. So I haven't got much in the way of CB kit here. I've got a few of our UK legal stuff, which is 4 watts. The other stuff I've got is all sort of ham radio gear. Oh, hi there, Dexter. That's nice to see you. And Xanthophyll. Oh, well, blimey, everybody's popping up. Just, this is only a test handheld on my phone because, and TJ, I was having trouble with live streaming from my phone, and it was a YouTube issue because they said I didn't have enough subs, and they just messed me about, and in the end I've just tried it again, and what a surprise, it's just started working. No, I'm not inside a computer. This is inside my rather overloaded and full workshop. Yeah, everybody, yeah, hi Keith, I can see you there. Yeah, Xanthophil, yeah, you'll get a shout out as well. It's there's the workbench with what I'm working on. There's the case of the radio, the cameras for where I do the normal videos, the test equipment, the shelf full of stuff waiting to be worked on, and yeah, I'm going to switch the camera over, and you can see piles and piles of hi-fi stuff waiting to be worked on. Yeah, that's one of my speakers. There's me looking at me. So yeah, we can create one of those infinite mirror things just by using the get the phone in nice and close. Well, hey, well, that would confuse your eyes, wouldn't it? Let's come back. So yeah, it's just there. There's my unicorn head with its bowler hat on. My lava lamps. Oh, you've switched computers, Paul. Great. Okay. Yeah. Ham radio gear, laptop. That's coming away with me. Yeah. It's the place is a mess. It's full of gear. It's too much to worry about. But yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm glad this is working. Yeah. All messages available. Oh yes, yes, I can. Let's put all messages visible so that I'm here. Lived in. What do I do in here? I fix radios and stereos and anything electronic that breaks, really. At the moment I'm working on, let's just lift over like that. That's an old valve radio from around about 1965. And yeah, it's just being cleaned up at the moment. I'm going to do the electronics work in the next day or so. Bring out another radio at some stage, fix that one, get it up. I'm going on holiday in a couple of days, so that'll get finished after I come back. But yeah, it's just it's what we do in here. We fix things. Anything electric that's broken, we'll have a go at. I think this is working quite well. I'm quite impressed with the picture quality and the lack of. I'm shaking like a leaf though with my hand stretched out like this. I could put it on this little stand thing here if I don't push the wrong buttons. Let's put it on this tripod. Your Vibratron 300. I could certainly have a look at it. If you look at some of my previous videos, you'll see I've fixed lots of vibrating things. Oh, look, thank you very much, Paul. 99 pence worth of poo. Let's put that, I'm going to put that down. This is one of those mini tripods. Just going to stretch it out like that. Oh, that looks a bit more rigid, doesn't it? And I can see that, and I can see that, and I'm looking at that, and wow, yeah, TJ, this is just my Chinese OnePlus cell phone that's doing this. It's not a great super duper camera or anything like that. It's just a cell phone, and that's what I was trying for, to make sure it worked. Because yeah, it's been a bit of a mare trying to get YouTube to actually admit that they had a problem. I used to do lives before that they took all the monetization away. Hi Zune Man. Yep, it does get the job done. It's certainly doing what it should do. This is, I wanted to make sure it worked just before I go on holiday, because I plan to do chatting back to the UK from the Far East. I'm going into well, you know, hopefully not catch coronavirus, but yeah, you never know. I might do. It's yeah, just like yours, Paul, a 2-minute live. But these 2-minute lives do take a life of their own, don't they? I don't know, we could chat about also. Me, I'm from Northampton in the UK. We're right in the middle. We're about 50 miles from the centre of Birmingham. What's my salary? 0. I don't work. And the reason for that is because I'm not a very well person. And I'm as good as class as disabled, so I don't earn vast amounts of money. And yeah, I live on whatever savings I've got and whatever I can make money by fixing and selling. And yeah, that's what we do. Yeah, some great bits of, yeah, and that was Braden. Yeah, nice to meet you, Braden. You know, yes, thank you, Zoon. This is a fun little workshop. It says, how much do I make on YouTube? Crazy RJ, the god of YT. I make very, very little. In fact, I'm still waiting for my first ever paycheck from them. I'm currently about 20 UK pounds short of the payout at £60. So how much do I make on YouTube? At the moment, the figure stands at 0. You know, yes, I saw that, Keith. I saw that the other chat has gone quiet, and I'm the only one in that group. I'm going to shut that down. Leave the site. Yep, that'll do, and that'll hang that up. But yeah, you know, money. I don't make money. I don't do a great deal because I'm just me. I'm just your mad Englishman with crazy hats and into electronics, and I make YouTube videos, and that's what I do, and that currently is my life. Where's the beard? The beard has disappeared. I know it was here in the last video, but I used some cleaning chemicals and it fell off. I think that's the safest explanation. It just sort of vanished in the fumes. Yes, if anybody looks at my previous video, they'll see that I did have quite a bushy beard, and it disappeared. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is really weird. This is really, really weird. I haven't done a live stream proper. You know, I've got my chicken and I've got my boxing nun. So with fire, no, I didn't use fire on that. I certainly will keep grinding at it. I'm not giving up this YouTube lark. It's about the only thing I've got. So I've got the nun here, and she'll do some punching, because that's what nuns are for, isn't it? You know, you've got to have a boxing nun that'll take out the competition. That's the sort of mad thing I do. But yeah, you know, cameras all over the place, cameras over there, just cameras everywhere. You know, when I look round, I'm actually sitting surrounded by cameras. This is like walking down the street, isn't it? You get surrounded by CCTV, and there's probably, here in the UK, there's got to be, I don't know, lots of people that get captured on CCTV. What's the problem, Zevo, with your PS4? And I'll see if I can help. I'm not in any way a PS4 expert. I've fixed that one with the overheating problem, and I know how to take them apart, but go on, explain your problem, and I'll see what we can do for you. You know, if it's one of those things, they do get stuck full of dust, which is common with a lot of consoles. They're better off standing up on their end. If you lay them flat so that they're, you know, long and thin, they tend to pick up more dust, whereas if you stand them vertically, they don't if they're in a stand. You think you need thermal paste, but you don't know. You've had it since 2014. Okay, so I did do a video a while back, and I don't know if you've seen that yet, where I took a PS4 apart and cleaned out the dust from the heatsink, and that is really all you can do with one that's coming up with a red screen and saying, you know, this is overheating, whatever. The thermal paste may well have dried out, but you've still got to get it to pieces. Now, I did do that video where I took that other one completely to bits, right down and showed the heatsink and showed that you could take it completely to pieces and clean that out. And that may be all it needs, Evo. So give it a go. Have a look at the video. I can't give you a link straight away, but it is on my channel, and it's there. You can go through it, and if it's not quite the same model, they do come apart in a very similar manner. Thank you, Paul, for putting up the link. There goes, Evo. If you want to click that link, you'll yes, they are scary if you're not used to it, but take your time, just watch what you're doing, and if you're at all worried, take photographs. Use your cell phone camera. Just take photographs of exactly what you're doing, so that you're not going to miss something out. So you'll take one piece off, take a photograph of what it looks like. Take the next piece off. You'll get another photograph of what it looks like, or do a video. Just put your camera up, watch what you're doing as you're taking it apart, and then you can see, if you think, oh, where did this go, you can rewind your video and go back to putting it together, and you say, oh, that came from this part of the board, or this came from over here. And that's what I would do. That's the way I'd go about it. But yeah, it is, taking any piece of electronics is scary. Is, for the first time, anything is scary. Is there any point in just buying a new PlayStation console? Well, if the rumours are true, the PS5 is coming out fairly soon, which means there will be a glut of second-hand PS4s on the market, and they'll be the latest generation ones, because people always want the newest. It's like my daughter. She wanted an Xbox One. Our one wasn't good enough, so she ended up getting an Xbox One X because she wanted the latest generation. Now, if Xbox bring out their new one in time for Christmas, then no doubt she'll want to upgrade to that as well. But she's old enough to buy her own now, so she can do that. She's just bought a Nintendo Switch. Go figure. It's just the way it is. I don't know. It all depends on how much you use your PlayStation. You might find that it's cheaper to buy a second-hand one. It might well be cheaper to wait until the new one comes out, because all the stores will be discounting the older model. They'll just be wanting to shift whatever stock they've got, and certainly over here that's what they do. Am I good with PlayStation hard drives? Well, a PlayStation hard drive is actually no different from an ordinary computer hard drive. How to change them? Literally, they just unscrew and you plug a new one in and it should work. Whether it needs special formatting or anything like that, I couldn't tell you, because I've never actually done one. So I won't lie to you. I'm not the world's expert on PlayStations and what you have to do. I've put new drives in satellite boxes and things like that, but PlayStations are not my thing really, because I don't own one, so I've never had to learn the ins and outs, the mods, the hacks, and all the rest of it. But I'm sure that there are hundreds of videos on YouTube that will tell you exactly what to do and how to change it, how to put a bigger one in there. I don't know if there's a limitation in the memory on the PlayStation that says you can only put a maximum of 1 terabyte in there. That may be the case. I don't know. On the other hand, it could be one of those, like an ordinary PC, that plug anything you like in. I have had a history of finding old satellite and old Xbox 360s and, taking them to bits. Just taking the hard drives out and putting them in other things. That works, using them on computers. If you upgrade to a PS4 Slim, will the first generation fit for it? It should do, but I can't guarantee anything because I don't know personally the differences between the two. It's... I can tell you, oh, yeah, that'll fit, and that'll be a complete lie. I would rather not lie to you and say, yeah, you just take that one out of there and put it in the other one, because that may not be true. So the honest answer is I don't know. If it might be worth just doing some YouTube video searching for, PS4 upgrade, is the PS4 Slim worth it? Those sort of searches, and you should find something that will, keep you going, and you'll make your mind up. As I say, I would, with a PlayStation, you need a special screwdriver for it. Yes, you do officially, but I didn't. I used an ordinary one in my video, and I made it fit. If you've got a small enough driver, it will fit the slot on it, and you can open it. I do have the correct security bits for it as well, but they wouldn't go down the holes too easy because they were too wide for the holes that they put in there. But again, I've seen eBay have lots and lots of adverts for kits of screwdrivers to take apart your PS4, take apart your Xbox, take apart your Nintendo DS, your DS Lite, your 3DSs. There are all sorts of kits of those. I know I've changed switches and batteries in DS4s. There's a lot of those around and out there that at this age the batteries are going, they are dying. So it is one of those things that happen. Do you buy the screwdriver, then do you buy the upgrade kit? Are you better off buying a second-hand one? Depends on the deal you get. You might find that the deal is better to... let's took apart his console and end up with 5 spare screws. Did it still work is the question you've got to ask. If it still worked, then yeah, right, okay, you've got a few screws left over. I know a lot of mechanics who have a lot of cars with screws left over, some of them quite important, but does it still work? If the answer is yes, then he's got away with it. If it doesn't work, then you've got to take it apart again and put the screws back in. And this is why I always try and take a record of any strange piece of kit that I take apart. I've always got the... It sounds loose, yeah, I can believe that. I always... With anything new, I'm making a video on it for YouTube. And if I need to figure out what came from where, if I haven't taken photos with my cell phone, I'll take the photos off the video. I'll just rewind the video and look through that and decide, yes, that's the way it goes back together, that's the way it came apart, so that's what I'll do. But it sounds like he's missed off something like drive screws, or he's missed out the screws that hold a CD-ROM drive down or a Blu-ray drive down or something like that. It could be anything. I'd hate to say what he's done wrong because I didn't see him do it. So it's remote diagnosis is always hard, and I can suggest the usual problems and how to fix them, but it's a case of... I learnt a lot from Google. When somebody came to me and said, here's a PS4, fix it, the first thing I did was Google it and say, what are the common faults of overheating? And they're just they're just what are you going to learn? Paul Cody's, no, I'm not recapping a Mayflower live in this morning. I'm thinking about going to see my guinea pigs later, and then going to bed at some stage. What I am looking for actually at the moment is a power cable for my phone. There we go, that's connected, so that I don't run out of battery. There we go, it's on charge now, so we're on mains. That'll last. Yeah, thank you very much, Zivo. Yes, it's a lot of wires in here. There are bits of test equipment, there are radios. You can see, just looking at the picture I can see in front of me, there's power supplies, test equipment, bottles of alcohol. I mean cleaning alcohol, I don't mean drinking alcohol. They're all on the floor. Wires, this is actually vacuum hose, wires. I could point you up at the top there. I've even got a mirror ball in here. So it's Paul, This is a test live stream. We are not doing show and tell. I could show you the camera I've got for my daughter. That came from the auction. That works. I've got batteries. This is my little handheld tripod for when I go in the swimming pool. I can, yeah, get that wet. It doesn't matter. The one I'm at the moment is... I've got my chatting hamsters. Yeah, they can... Hi there.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yes.
So what do you think of it so far?
What do you think of it so far?
Is it rubbish?
It's rubbish.
Yeah, there you go. This is the response I get.
This is the response I get.
Zivo, I'm from the UK, and so is Cody's. There's a few American chaps on here by the looks of things. Certainly Keith is from Texas. He's in there. Hiya, Doc. Yes, nice to see you here. Doc's certainly from the US, and yeah, this is this is turning into a long stream that I didn't intend, but I don't care. We keep it going. That's it. Yeah, we're all UK here, most of us now. Yeah, there's Keith. He's in Texas. Doc, you're trying to remember where you're from, Doc. Was it Miami, somewhere like that? Can't remember. But yeah, worldwide. Just to give you some example, it's 7 minutes to 4 in the morning here at the moment. Rabbit headlights. Oh dear. Yeah, well, what do you talk about on a random live stream that you've just... there he is, Georgia. There you go, that makes sense. So yeah, so you've got Texas, you've got Georgia, and I don't quite know where you're from, Zivo. Whether you're in the States or whether you're further afield. Could be in the Far East, could be anywhere. Without my phone, I can't tell you what the time zone is where you are. But yeah, water. Keep the voice going, because not posh here, just drink out of bottles. Yeah, so UK 4 a.m. Yes, that's correct. Manchester, UK for Cody's. He's up north of me. So I suppose, what's it, about 160, 200 miles, something like that, Paul? I know it takes... Well, it's not even that far. It only takes a couple of hours to get there from here. So, yeah, about 150, 160 miles, I suppose. Yeah, I'm almost dead centre of the country where I am. And we're surrounded by... Well, I don't know. Roads, rail, whatever. CX, or Sex, as they put it on their adverts, a good place to shop for consoles or not. You get a guarantee. At least with them, you do get the warranty. So it's up to you. I've bought phones from them before now, and I had to take one almost straight back the next day because it died on me. I got a great big missing patch down the middle of the screen, and it's just, you know, yeah, they give a guarantee. So if it doesn't work, you take it back and you say, give me another one, and they'll give you another one. So you make your choice. If you're buying new, you look for the discounts. You look for the whoever's got the cheapest deal. Tesco actually did the best deal on the Xbox One when we bought ours because it worked out cheaper and you got more games with it. You know, you shop around. The supermarkets all online these days. They're all going to offer deals. And again, if the new one comes out, they're going to want to dump their entire old stock for the new one. Expect some big discounts. I would say, if you don't have to change it now, possibly Zivo, I don't know. I very rarely go in there in town anymore. In fact, I very rarely go... Where do I very rarely go shopping these days because most of the stuff I do is online. There are no electronic shops in the high street anymore. There are no camera shops really. You know, Jessop's were about the only one left, apart from a few small independents. But people don't buy cameras anymore because everybody's got a cell phone and it's got a decent camera in it. Yeah, thanks, Doc. I'm glad you're learning from the videos. I'm glad they're interesting. Yeah, Argos do some good deals. You shop around. Use Google. It really does give you some good options. If you click on the shopping tab, it will tell you what's the best place. Thanks very much, Keith. Yes, we'll see you sometime soon, no doubt. Probably do another chat at some stage. Yeah, enjoy work tomorrow. Argos, yeah, again, it's shop around like anything. You don't use eBay. That's, to be quite honest, I'd be very reluctant to buy a new console from a seller on eBay. I do buy stuff on eBay. I buy a lot of stuff on eBay, and I buy a lot of stuff from AliExpress in China, because they make all the components, they make all the gizmos. What's on the bench? On the bench is the Hacker Hunter, not the Hacker Hunter, the Hacker Mayflower 2 radio, Paul. The one that you gave me, if you remember. Oh dear. Unfortunately, the wire won't stretch that far, so we can't lean over there, and the phone probably won't last much longer if I don't have it on charge. But yeah, eBay, I would never buy expensive electrical items from unless you get the chance to go and pick them up, because you don't know what you're getting. Is it account blocked? Is it, locked out? Like if you bought an iPhone, it's locked. Nothing you can do. It's a useless piece of junk. Buy from somewhere where at least you can walk in and say, this doesn't work, and you will get your money back. Otherwise, it's fraud. What if it takes 2 months for an item to come, or is it Wish? At the moment, everything from China is very, very, very slow, and it's taking months for stuff to come through. I did get a package through today which had, what did it have in it? Oh, it had my attenuators for my signal generator. But they'd taken a while. Where's Melanie? Her hair's on the floor down at the side. Ask for a receipt. It's all electronic. Yes, ask for a receipt from any shop, but you won't get a receipt off eBay, and eBay will say, once you buy it, it's yours. I go to a lot of the local auction sites, and in person you go there, the auctioneer's standing up, and once you've bought it, it's yours, whether it works or not. Everything is sold as seen. There are no guarantees, there are no warranties. You just take it as it comes, and that's why you pay very little for stuff. Just the way it works. So yeah, you take chances if you're buying online, but stuff like a new console, you've got to go to a shop. You can't buy it. You can't buy it on eBay. Yes, certainly, places like Game or Tesco's, Argos, Asda, they do it all. Coronavirus is getting bigger now. Well, I'll give you some hint. I'm actually going to the Far East in 7 days, and I'm not worried about it. I'm going to be smack bang in the middle of Thailand, and I'm going to not worry a single bit about coronavirus. It's curable. It's treatable. It's not one of these deadly plagues that nobody has an antidote for. It's not something we can worry about. More people die of flu in the UK than coronavirus has killed anywhere. It's not a global pandemic. It's just, dies 4 hours outside of the human body. Thanks, Zoon, for that. Yes, it does. Where are you going to go that you're going to be in contact with sick people? Most people that have contracted it are in China, and the Chinese have locked China down. So unless they'd already left and infected other people, then you're not going to get new starts of infection. It's It's something I'm not worried about. I really haven't given it any thought at all. I'm not worried about it. Coronavirus, you know, if it takes a month to get something from China in a box, you're not going to catch it from the box. You know, it's tell you a joke. What sort of joke? Yeah, okay. What sort of car does a Jedi drive? A Toyota. There's a joke for you, Paul. I could tell you some very rude ones, but I'm not going to, because I'm trying to be just trying to be normal and not offensive, and I'm not Mr. Edgy. You know, much as I've been watching Count Dankula, I'm just not edgy enough, and this is too random and unprepared and unscripted. Yeah, go ahead, go Ziva, tell me a joke. Yeah. Yeah, join in. This is the whole point of this. The whole point was, can I do this from a mobile? So now we're going. So right, Wuhan ordered 2 months ago. Right, everything I say, you got to say I'm a man. Okay, give it a go. I'm going to get caught out here, aren't I? Hello, Al Kimpone. Nice to see you on a live stream as well. Yes, I've not come across you in chats before, but yeah, nice to meet you. Right. Hey, Greg. Yes, nice to see you on the chat as well. This is just an impromptu test on the phone that's turned into a longer live stream. You went to a bar. I'm a man. Okay. There you go, Zevo. I'm a man. That answers your first one. Just to give everybody who's just popped in, Zevo is telling us a joke. You met a girl, I'm a man. Okay, there you go. That's the second one. I've got to answer, I'm a man to everything. Okay, so let's see what the next thing is now. I'm probably going to look completely foolish, but hey, I'm used to that. My wife tells me I look foolish most of the time. You take her to your bed, I'm a man. Yes, Greg, I should be in bed. It's 4 a.m. But I don't mind. This is normal for me. As I say, I'm a night person. I've worked night shift. Where's George? Yeah, I'm here, but the beard fell off. She whispers you in your ear, I'm a man. And I would say, I have no prejudices. If she's a man, then she may well be a man. That's fine by me. I knew it would have to be something along those lines, Evo, but yes. Yes, I've got to say it, haven't I? Yeah, I'm not afraid. Look at a couple of my videos. Was it 2 videos ago, Paul? Was it the my favourite YouTube channel? Oh, that's a good one. If I'm just watching for humour, I've got to say Count Dankula is along my lines of humour, really. He really doesn't give a crap about what he says and who he really upsets, but even though it got into trouble with the Nazi pug joke that he did. But free speech, I fully support him. Yes, Greg's Vintage Workshop is one of mine that I do follow quite regularly and I do enjoy watching. Big Clive, another one I like watching. Ave, no problems, Evo. You take care and we'll see you again soon, no doubt. I shall be there. Yeah, by all means, stick around on the channel, have a look through the videos. You might find something that you enjoy. Certainly watch the PS4 one and see what you think. If it's not something you're willing to try, then I'm sure there'll be somebody there that can help you out with that sort of thing. Hiya there. Yes. Yes, I'm online. I'm live. I'm actually working live. Hi, dog vlog. Now, these dogs are special. In the dog vlog, there are 3 very special dogs, and they really are intelligent and cute, and they make some great videos. You've got to watch these people. These dogs are more human than human. They certainly make more sense than I do at 4 a.m. for sure. So yeah, everybody, if you're interested in dogs, dog training, dog stories, all the things that may well interest you, check out the dog vlog. They've got a great channel. Am I planning to start doing a regular time and day? I hadn't really thought about it, to be quite honest, Greg. This was just something that I thought I would try. The history behind this is when I first thought about doing a live, yeah, maybe you will. I thought about doing a live and I tried it on my phone and it said I didn't have enough subs at 1,200 subs when the limit is 1,000 you've got to have. So I emailed YouTube and I had the support chat and I went through all the procedures and they couldn't fix it. So here we are about a month later and I thought, right, okay, let's give it another go. And yeah, it works. So it became live and yeah, what's this, Sunday 1 p.m. Greg's Vintage Workshop? Well, you could do, Greg, couldn't you? Yeah, you could live stream. Yeah, you could live stream. Why not? Everybody could live stream. I think it'll be fun sometime. Oh dear, just keeping this going. This can be fun. Just like Paul's first test live stream, where Cody's there. He did a 2-minute test that turned into, was it an hour and a half or an hour or something like that? We just carried it on. It is a drug, yes. I never intended for this to be sort of a never intended this to be sort of a wow, this is a brilliant live stream type thing. There's nothing prepared. This is just, I switched the phone on, it went live. I said, yeah, right, okay. It is indeed. It's currently 8 minutes past 4 in the morning and I'm still wide awake because I'm a night person. I worked night shift for 35 years, so it's nobody's too boring. Nobody's too boring, Greg. It's a habit I've had trouble getting out of, being a night worker. I've always. Do I hear the early birds? Sometimes, very sometimes. Yeah, depending on your viewpoint, it could be early in the morning or late in the evening. To me, this is after lunch. I would have normally had some lunch. Yes, I am a night owl. I really am. I'm probably more suited to the. Did I start at age 5? How old do you think I am, Greg? I'm 53 years old. I'm not a youngster. I'm 53 years old. Oh dear. Yeah, I've been in work since I was 16. I left school. I started work. I started as an apprentice. I worked for a burglar alarm company. Let's have a look at that out. Oh, just had thanks for all the video. It's no problem. I love doing them. I've got to say, sometimes it's a I look 40ish. Thank you very much, Greg. Yeah, it makes me feel good. But yeah, I left school. I became an apprentice. I did electronics at college. I got a higher level diploma and carried on from there. And you can send me. I can send money later. Yes. I can be conscious until about 1 or 2 a.m., but then lose the ability to communicate. I find I'm just about getting going then, and I'm thinking, should I be awake or should I be asleep? And in a way, this is great for me because when I go on holiday, we're going to shift time zone quite drastically. So I'm actually going to be an early morning person. The time in Bangkok at the moment is going to be something like 10 a.m. or something like that. So I'll be a day person when I get there, and it'll be really, really fun. You've got the Tandberg Huldra 10 Absolute Radio on 1215. Yes, it's about the only station I can get in here quickly. It's one of those things. You how can I put it? Yeah, you know, it's one of the better stations, I think. Absolute is about the only one I listen to now. I used to listen to Planet Rock, and yesterday I was wearing my Planet Rock t-shirt from 2008. That shows how long ago it was when Planet Rock were on air, before they got taken over by Bauer Media, and now they're digital only. Thank you very much. Inspiring to live stream. You do need 1,000. But you only need 1,000 to do it from a mobile. If you're doing it from your computer, you can actually do it on the on your ordinary camera with no number of subs. That you can start at 0 and you can live stream from day one. It's only if you're trying to do it from a phone. And if I turn around, I'm not, I'm going to hold the camera here, but let's see if this works. There's the camera. Oh, that's looking horrible, isn't it? That's not working. That didn't do what I planned it to do. There we go. That's looking at the screen with me, and I should be holding my phone up, but I'm not. There's my hand. Well, it's hard to show you the phone without using two cameras. So, but yes, you can use OBS without having lots and lots of subscribers. You can start from day one. It was purely the issue I had with using mobile streaming that you needed the 1,000 subs for, and as I say, this was a test because I hadn't tried it since for about 3-4 weeks since I communicated with YouTube. Communicated with YouTube to say I couldn't stream from mobile even though I had more than the required subs, and they couldn't see why, but it's fixed now. So yes, I'm streaming from my mobile, and it seems to be working quite well. It's doing what it's doing. So yeah, what else can I say? I can show you taken bits to pieces. We've done the hamster, done the daughter's camera, seen the laptop, had a quick look around the lab. You've got to test. You've really got to test. It's wrong channel. Oh dear. Yes, you've got to test. Otherwise, you never know if it's going to work. I could have done this as a private stream, but I thought, well, let's see it. I do need a goat. I need something that will make some strange noise. I could build something, couldn't it? iPhone, hooked it up to OBS, switched it between sources and picture-in-picture. Yeah, you can play around with it. The actual PC is set up for multi-camera capture. Try saying that when you've had a few beers. Multi-camera capture, and I've got HDMI switches on it, and I can put various video cameras in, and I can have all sorts of things. I've also got the Stream Deck sitting here, which has only been used for Adobe Premiere, to be quite honest, and doing my video editing for the rest of the videos, and just pushing the buttons and away we go. And because I multi-camera record, I record all the videos with let's see, 6 cameras now. It's a case of sitting here and rather than click to edit, I'll just play the video and hit the camera that I feel gives me the best view. And once I've done that, then I do the fine-tuning adjustments and the chopping and the bits and things. You've got a no button, and is that one that goes no in big loud noises. And I've got a big red stop button. It's on the bench over there. It's not wired up at the moment, but I've got a big stop button which will probably go on a bit of electrical video. What's my favourite George video? What's the favourite one I've made? I certainly know which ones have caused me the most pain. I think the funniest ones have got to be the ones with the adult toys and melting them. It's one of those things. I don't know. I'm inherently childish, and I have this very immature sense of humour, and certainly putting the 3 vibrators in the bowl of water as an ultrasonic cleaner, it is still one of my top videos that people find. I did like the converting one to pulse width modulation so that you can have variable speed, and made it USB powered at the same time so that you could stick something like a 10,000 milliamp hour power bank on it, and it would keep ladies amused for hours at variable speeds. One of the next projects may well be how to remote control one. Now, I know you can buy phone apps controlled adult toys, but wouldn't it be fun to build one? Just to convert an ordinary standard cheap and cheerful into a multi-speed phone app controlled toy, fun thing, whatever, along with all the other mad things that I do. Thank you, Greg. Yes, humorous videos. This hobby of ours, electronics, can be the most dull, boring, inane thing, especially to people who do not follow electronics, who do not understand the electronic side of things. We can all sit here and say, oh yeah, that's a capacitor, I'm going to change that because. But people who don't know electronics would say, ooh, don't do it. What's the most desired project I want to build? I'm not afraid to build it. I'm just worried about trying to get it all together. I'd love to build a huge Jacob's ladder. I really would. Running, anywhere between 30 and 60,000 volts, just for the fun of it. And it would have to be at least 4 feet high, just to get that really zinging effect of the spark and the arc just climbing up and climbing up. Definitely Frankenstein's lab. Definitely. Build you a live radio with a 1N34A. Could be done. I'd need, got a tuning capacitor, coil of wire. The diode is the 1N34. I haven't got any high impedance headphones, and that would be the only thing that would stop me making a crystal radio live. It can be done, and I've seen it done, and I've actually done it for scout camps where we've made radios with drawing pins, and you wrap the wires around the terminals on the drawing pins. Just use them as your electrical contacts, no soldering. It's very similar to the transmitter I built, where I did it on the pegboard and put in the copper nails. The system is there. Morse keys using paper clips, I've done that. The things I'd like to do is I'd like to actually get this room rewired and finish putting in all the other bits. If I'm going to pick you up again, I'm going to reverse the camera, but we're not going to look at that. There we go. I have my... Oh, you like the toilet paper one? Yeah. Toilet paper transmitter. You don't have to build things on a circuit board. That is a disco light controller and a switch bank, and over the other side there is more switches and the microphone adapters for the live desk. But if I spin you up past the television, here we have disco lights, loads and loads, and I go back the other way, disco lights. And I've also got the laser behind me, the multicoloured laser unit, and the smoke machine. And I really want to get them wired up again. And I've started putting the cables in place, but I haven't got the space to get around and actually install them properly. Once I do that, they'll go through the switch bank. I'll put the DMX cable in and have programmable lighting in here. The earliest incarnation of this room, where I first opened the videos in this new studio, new room, whatever you want to call it, I did video it, and I've got to say Alexa was quite cooperative, and I was quite good at playing that. Yes, everybody does need a smoke machine, and they are really cheap these days. Am I into ham radio? Yes, I am. I do hold a G call sign. I'm a G0. Had my ham radio license first in 1985, and I upgraded to a full license in 1988. I was a nerd as a kid. I really was. My wife only looks in here. She says, when are you going to sell some of this crap? Because that's all it is. She looks at it and says, this is crap. When are you going to get rid of it? So, yeah, maybe I will sometime. I've got to, because I need to make room for more crap. But it's time, it's effort, and sometimes I just don't feel well enough to do any work, so I don't, and things get put off, and we all know what happens. You get into that, I can't be bothered, and I can't be bothered today, and then tomorrow you can't be bothered, and it goes on and on. I think, Greg, you'll find it's like everybody's wife. Certainly Radio Cruncher, his wife, will just completely say his stuff is crap. 73's K1 ZMT. Tech a couple of months ago. Congratulations on getting your tech. I'm G0JKZ. You might hear me on air, but at the moment I'm off air because none of the antennas are wired, and I haven't cut down the neighbour's trees so I can bring the tower down. Long story. Some people know it, some people don't, but yes, I have a neighbour who doesn't live in a house, and his garden is overgrown, and I can't bring my tower down because the trees are too big. Oh, yeah. And I can't bring the tower down to wire the new coax, so I can't get on air with that. And I haven't really put any of the other coaxes in. I've got other aerials to put up. Yeah, I'll get round to it when it's not freezing cold and blowing gales. We're suffering at the moment in the UK from some rather stormy conditions. We have done for... It's been a couple of weeks now that we've had so many storms that it's been one into the other. There are still towns underwater. There are still loss of life flood warnings in place in some areas. It's a fun place to be right now, which is why we're going to the sun. We're going to go into the sunshine. And I can't take a radio with me. Unfortunately, Thailand has very strict rules on radio equipment, and they have to be government approved, and you have to be a member of the national club to hold a call sign, and you have to... Yeah, it's difficult, so I don't bother. And the other reason I don't bother is because I'm on holiday. Why would I want to do a hobby that gets me from doing what I normally do somewhere else where I'm not somewhere else that I'm doing normal things? Remodeling your shop last week. Yep, that's fair enough. Not as much fun as a project. Yeah, no, it never is. It starts out as, oh, I'm going to move this, and then you think, oh, well, if I move that, I've got to try and fit that in, and that. Putting that racking on the bench was the last thing I did, and it's probably the last thing that's going to happen. Unfortunately, it means I can't see out the windows, but who needs windows? This is electronics lab, isn't it? You don't need to see out. You need to see what's on the bench. And people outside just usually pull faces at you. Al, you're looking to get your radio license, currently only using long wire for listening on your radio and your SDR. Have I tried SDR? Yes, I have. And in fact, I do have a couple of these little boxes which are these cheap and cheerful Chinese radios. This was one I built. I do have one that came ready built as well, and I also have a couple of the RTL dongles which I bought just to experiment with, and it has been fun. I've got to admit, you know, tuning into what used to be the analog TV signals when the RTL dongles could still receive analog TV over here was great fun. It really was interesting to see what I learnt at college but never used since. It's the one thing I don't work on is TV sets, really, because not that I'm scared of them, I just don't like them, and there's no point in them to me. I don't even watch TV anymore. My life is spent on YouTube. If I'm not watching something on YouTube, I'm asleep, or I'm working and recording a YouTube video. Yeah, SDR is a good advance. I've got to admit, I'm not as keen on the idea of full SDR radios yet, but I've not owned one, so I can't tell you that, oh, they're rubbish, because I really don't know. I was around when the original first generation Flex radios came out, and I didn't like the idea of not having a tuning knob. It's one of the fun things about amateur radio, sitting there going, CQ, CQ, CQ. It's one of the fun things I enjoyed, was actually just tuning in to find a signal. All of the programs these days that put up the cluster and the spots, they just make it shooting fish in a barrel. I have talked to everybody on almost every continent on this earth. There's only the Arctic that I haven't spoken. I've spoken to Antarctica and every other continent. It's just Arctica up north, the North Pole, that I've not managed to work any stations yet. And that is about the only goal left. I used to use digital a lot. I used to, FSK. I do actually like Hellschreiber as a mode, the old German teletype printed tape type thing that was on a drum. That is a fun mode to operate. But yeah, there's so much variety. I actually got to the stage where I didn't like talking on the radio, but I did enjoy building stuff like antennas and building radio kits, doing the unspeakable things and putting Roger bleeps in 2-meter radios so that it sounded like you were using an old high gain 5CB set. Yeah, it upset a few people. What can I say? I'm a child at heart. If you can't have fun, then it's a boring hobby. I can sit here and I can look at something like this day in, day out and say, oh yeah, this is really interesting. And then I'll think, what if I connect something in there and make it do something completely different? And that's just the way it is. I can't be all business and sensible. I never have been. Oh dear, I'm going to have another drink. I'm going to open the water bottle again. So Al, are you actually working on a UK licence or are you on a stateside licence? Can I do any celebrity impressions? I don't know any celebrities, Paul. I just am not a TV watcher, so I don't know who's a celebrity. I've got the ears of Prince Charles. They do stick out a bit, but I try and hide them under my hair. I'm not bald enough yet to be Prince Charles. I can't do Katie Price, even though my chest is getting rather large. And, there are quite a few offensive jokes that I could remember. But I'm not going into that either. Celebrities, who's a celebrity? Philip Schofield. I can't do Philip Schofield. Just trying to think what he sounds like. The only thing I remember, in fact, Holly Willoughby, I remember when she was. Can I do Graham? Yeah, Holly Willoughby. I remember she was on Saturday morning TV, and this was when Ant and Dec were just starting. And one of the things she was proud of being able to do was put a wagon wheel in her mouth hole sideways. That was, that was funny. That really was funny. Can I do Graham? Oh, in a minute. Do you want me to do Graham a minute, or shall I just do? Get off my land. That's West Country, isn't it? That's get off my land. I'm fixing my computer a minute. I got this capacitor to change a minute. So yes, there's Graham for you, Greg. Oh dear, yes. All it can do a good Michael Caine. What you mean? You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off. Yeah, I can do that. I can do my Harry Enfield. I'm very good at what is effectively a native accent for a lot of my dad's friends, which is hello, matey pips. Welcome to my kebab shop. You want to buy a kebab? I can put chili sauce on it. You want a salad? I can put all the salad on the top. I can make this kebab really special. You want the hot spicy sauce? I can do the hot spicy sauce. Oh, flipping hell, matey peeps. You gotta tell me what you want, innit? And yeah, I actually have my dad's friends talk like that. It's one of those things that the Greek community does. Some of them talk like Harry Enfield's Stavros. Some of them are called Stavros. I probably have cousins called Stavros. Yes, I do. I do have cousins called Stavros. And yeah, it's. Can I do a Cody's impression? Well, hello, welcome to Cody's workshop. Welcome to the workbench. Because do an American accent. This is hard. Do you do an American accent like well, you're all welcome to come down here and come and have a look at our big steaks in this big barbecue, or I can't do Appalachian really well. I am not good at hillbilly. I really can't do that side of things. I'm not good at the deep south either. The Texas drawl is one of those things. It's you hear it, but then a lot of the stuff that you hear on TV nowadays is sort of like generic. You can watch Hawaii 5-0 and it's the same accent as NCIS LA and NCS what's the other one? New Orleans. Do they talk like that in Washington? Is there a generic TV accent? Oh, thank you very much, Greg. I do like odd accents. I really do like listening to weird accents. It's and mannerisms, southern mannerisms. It's hi Baba. Nice to meet you. Not doing too bad. Just this stream, this quick 2-minute test is now an hour and 10, and it doesn't seem to be ending anytime soon. Oh dear. If you need to go to the toilet, Paul, you can either go outside or you can go to the proper loo. It's accents. Geordie accent. It's really hard to listen. Northern Rambler accent. Right. Now the only real one that I can try is, I remember Ian Smith, Reverend Ian Smith, and he was the vile R.A. Pansy. Yeah, I come from Northern Ireland, and to be sure, this is what we're going to do. Get those blooming Catholics out of our area. Yeah, that's Ian Smith that I can remember from the TV. The Russian one, well, okay, I can try, but the Russians are just what I can do. Is one of those things. I can do a little bit of Russian. It's quite a test, but we can try. My friend, Comrade Putin, he's a very good friend. He comes hunting and fishing, and he rides the horse, and he take his shirt off because he is a real man. Because in Mother Russia, we are all real men. We do not do this dancing and dressing up in lady clothes because this is not good. So anyway, let's have some more vodka. We have to have the vodka. Very good. Gru. Oh, now you're trying to get me to remember a film that I saw so long ago. Oh dear. Gru. What did Gru sound like? He was... It was sort of Russian, but it wasn't. Your wife's asking me what she's laughing at. What you're laughing at. Well, say it's some strange English... Some strange English guy. He's just mad. What are the rules here? The rules are we keep it clean. We don't disrespect people. My channel generally is electronics. I do repair of vintage radios, modern radios, hi-fis, stuff like that. Bubba, this started out as a test to see if I could actually do mobile streaming because of the 1,000 subscriber limit. And originally I couldn't, and here we are. I tried it again, and it was just a case of it works, and here I am still live when it was meant to be, oh yes, it works, and I was going to push the off button fairly quickly. And yeah, here we are in the lab with all the kit, but I'm doing this on a cell phone. You know, there's one. I'd hate to think what that lot behind me cost new, but it was, yeah, it wasn't cheap. Here we go. Paul's just put a link in the stream. Yes, yeah, come and join the test stream. He's put a link in the group. Oh dear, who's up? It's just me and you, Paul. I doubt if the rest of the group are awake yet, because it is 4:40 in the morning. Hello, Robert. Nice to meet you. Is that a camera to film my repairs? It's one of several. If I turn you back there, you can see 2, 3, 4. You can see there's the two big Sonys at the side. On the desk where that grey upright is, there's the one that faces me, which is my head-on camera. And over the bench, there's another one. But also, I don't know if you can see it, there'll be another one just about, let me see, just behind that camera tripod upright, there's another camera along with the audio gear, and there's another one at the far end of the bench. I actually do 6 camera simultaneous 6 camera simultaneous recording of anything. I don't have a Logitech, unfortunately. That's a Canon. That is a Canon HD camera. They're all 1080p. There's 1, 2, 3 camcorders. Up the top, you've got the Nikon. In fact, if I sort of stand up and wander over this way, yeah, you've got this. This is one of the Sonys. I don't know how well that's showing up yet. Let's just put that back that way somewhere. Yeah, there's a little Sony there, a little Sony here. I've got another Sony over there. Yeah, just over the back. That's a Canon HD camcorder. cheap as chips. If anybody says, oh, I need a decent camera, you can buy those things online, Facebook Marketplace, less than £50. I don't do mega expensive gear. Even these big pro cameras, I bought them at an auction, cheap, second hand, for vastly under what they cost new. And I mean vastly under. They cost less than a DSLR to buy. And, you know, they work. They work fine. You know, there is other camera gear around. You know, I can connect a 4K DSLR up and make videos with that. Not needed. Not needed. As I say, Robert, I would like to do multicam live streaming, but it's a case of I'm not set up properly to do it because I would have to switch where the cameras feed to. The computer is set up to do multi-camera input, so you know that's not a problem. I've got a pair of Elgato cards in there that'll do 4K streaming. The cameras will put out an HDMI signal. They'll go into the Elgatos, no problem. I've got HDMI switches, so I can put multiple cameras in there. And yeah, I can do all sorts of strange things that way. But it's one of those things that I've got to think of something interesting, because if I just sit here and repair a radio, people are going to say, well, that's not as funny as some of your other stuff. And I haven't done a guinea pig video in a long time and dubbed the guinea pigs. Greg, I understand if you're going to go to bed in about 30 minutes, yes, the people who have to work will no doubt not be night owls like I am, or Paul. But yeah, so what sort of electronics do you do, Robert? It'd be interesting to find out. It's first of any of my stuff, so I don't know if it's funny. Well, yeah, I know. I try and bring humour to the electronics videos, because everybody can do a, yes, you solder this in and this will do that, I'll do this and I'll do that. Hi Larry, nice to see you. Not bad at all, not bad at all. It's one of those things, you know. I did bring out the Nun earlier. I've got the rubber chicken that squeaks. I've got the hamsters that chatter. The PS4 video, I had one of my previous guinea pigs that's since passed on. He sat on there. Radar and navigations for F111s. You're doing the VHF and the microwave stuff, then I take it. If you're doing radar stuff, that's all very, very good. Retired now, hobby with stereos. Yes, that's what we're doing. Retired from, well, I'm retired because of illness, really. And yeah, here I am, stereo systems stacked up to the roof. On there, on the shelf, they're vintage radios, lots of vintage radios. I'm gonna spin you round. Oh, see if I can. As you can see, there's my lava lamp, but there's a 1950s Bakelite, there's a 1930s Bakelite, there's an old 1950s, 1960s Philips. Below that, there's another Echo. That one's ready to be worked on. That one behind me is a Ferranti. The shelf with all those ends are Roberts and Hacker. I've got a floor covered in all sorts of radios. Stereo gear, well, in fact, you're resting on, well, the tripod is resting on a Yamaha surround sound amp at the moment, because that's what I've got on my bench. But also on my bench I have lots of valves. It's terrible, isn't it, when you have to do that, Greg? I'm probably going to be in the same boat myself. Bit more modern, 70s, 80s, 90s. Yeah, I think that's about the ideal time, Robert, to be quite honest. Anything later than that is going to be surface mount and unrepairable, or unrepairable at a reasonable cost. All these custom chips, all the the stuff like that, it's just getting too silly now. You know, it's cheaper to throw it away or, you know, rip a drive out and save it for another unit, that sort of thing. Oh, yeah, I understand that. I like working with valves. They're because when I started electronics all them years ago in the 80s, I started with transistors. In fact, earlier than that, in the 70s, as a young boy, I built crystal radios and transistor radios from kits and parts from the local radio electronics shop where we still had them in this country. They disappeared years ago now, but you know, I like doing the odd crazy thing now and then. You know, as Greg mentioned earlier in the chat, you know, I built a transmitter, an AM transmitter, on a sheet of toilet paper because you can. You know, can transistors so sounds like we can get along at the same time? Yeah, you know, transistors are the thing. I grew up with transistors, but I never did valves, and it was only in recent years that I started playing with valves. You know, it's like Greg, 20s to 40s stuff he does. You know, that would be a lot of your early US kit that we don't see over here. It's rare to find really old stuff. You know, in the Air Force, yeah, I can imagine they would keep anything going as long as they could, because if it works, it's what you want. Upper Hayford, okay, yeah, over there in East Anglia, yes. In fact, Paul will know Upper Hayford as well. Yeah, in fact, Thetford, isn't it? Upper Hayford, Nether Hayford. Yeah, Larry's all valve radios. Again, lot of Larry stuff, a lot of his interesting videos. You know, unfortunately, I can't do the gun thing. We're not allowed them in the UK anymore. People get upset. But you know, Larry's gunning videos are very interesting. You know, certainly his vintage guns. They are, some of them. They're works of art, and the machinery involved are just, you know, they're really nice to look at. You know, what are they built for? Yes, they're built for shooting things, but it really is just a machine. But it's a very well engineered machine. You know, another passion of yours is guns. Yeah, we lost ours after, I can't remember what year it was now. Trying to think when. Not Hungerford. Hungerford was when we lost the semi-automatics. What was the place in Scotland where the kids got shot in the school by the idiot? Can't remember now. Bicester, Oxfordshire. Yes, Upper Hayford's that side, isn't it? I'm thinking of the other one over at, yeah. I'm not that far from Bicester, actually. You know, that from where we are in Northampton, we're, yeah, well, Banbury's down there. Dunblane, thank you, Paul. Yes, Dunblane, where the idiot went in and shot the school. And unfortunately, this wasn't even a kid. All to keep your collection good in order. Yeah, well, that's it, Larry. You know, you've got a great collection of, you know, early firearms, or, you know, early 20th century firearms. You know, they are classics, and you know, some of those are just fantastic to look at, and the way they're engineered, and the fact that you can keep them going is really good. Sport shooting, yes. Hunting it's very hard to do hunting in the UK, really, because there's not a lot left to hunt. I think we killed most of it, you know, sort of centuries ago. You know, and we haven't got the wide open spaces that you have in the US that can support that sort of thing. You know, the deer, yeah, you know, we have herds of deer, but you know, you've got to get permission from the landowner to be on there, and if you don't, you can just get arrested, and you know, it's very hard. a lot of people, you know, would do, you know, pest control is one that I have done a lot of with small caliber stuff and with air weapons, you know, just you know, using compressed air, because it's less restricted in the UK. You can buy air guns to a certain power, and they're good enough to take out, you know, loads of rats that are around the farmyard. You can sit there and you can take out 20-30 rats in an evening. Or if you're out there, you want to clear a field of rabbits because the livestock keep losing their feet in there. You know, shooting is shooting. Yes, I agree with that. You know, it's but you've got to use the right tool for the job. There's no point in using a 2-2 against a buffalo because it just won't feel it. There's, you know, there's humane and there's inhumane, and yeah, target shooting, I've done a bit of that. You know, like you say, AR or a rifle, the technique is the same. In fact, our moderator here, Paul Cody's, he will tell you enough about shooting, as that's what he did in the 85 minutes, and I haven't changed the capacitor yet. I'm not going to change a capacitor, Paul. I might have some more pain medication, but I won't be changing any capacitors because I'm taking my time. A minute. But yeah, it's, you know, I could go on about the shooting things that have for ages, and the fact that we lost our handguns, and then we lost our ability to have semi-automatics, and then we all, you know, and yeah, you know, but I don't feel personally that guns are a bad thing. I don't feel that they're a good thing either way. I have no feelings. They are tools for a job. They are pieces of mechanical engineering, and some of them are so intricate and so well made. Brings me back to that Ave video. I don't know if you've I don't know, Robert, if you've watched AVE, Arduino versus Evil. Ave, he recently did a breakdown of a, oh, what was it? Was it a Glock? I know he took apart a Glock and he took apart a rifle. I can't remember what the rifle was, but you know, again, he went through the engineering of it, and looking at it from an engineering point of view, stunning piece of workmanship. You know, its purpose was the same as any other gun. It was to inflict high velocity lead poisoning on whatever was in front of it. You know, that's what its purpose was. But the engineering, just looking at it from that side of things, was very, very good. And yes, Canadian. He is Canadian, yeah. Does all the cool stickers. Where are they? No, not that one. There we go. I've got a couple on here. Let me just grab them. These are the small stickers, but yeah, they'll appear the wrong way round, obviously, because I'm on the phone camera. Do not dumb here. You know, the common one, which will go on the bench at some point, not to be operated by fuckwits. That's just the way it is. You know, I do appreciate his sense of humour, and the man is a very good engineer, and I appreciate engineering of all sorts. You know, whether it be in electronics or whatever. If something's made really nicely, it really does appeal to me. You know. Yeah, indeed, Larry. We have done that here, and there are a few farms where I used to go quite regularly, and we used to sit there around the grain bins and the hay lofts and take out all the rats that we could, because the farmers didn't want them there. They were just eating there. Yeah, model trains, steam engines. Again, I used to do the toy train thing. I used to do the 00 gauge railways and the you know, making a layout and just running the trains round. But in the end, it was the model making that I was more interested in, because you buy a train set, you just put it together and you run the trains round. That's boring. Whereas if you actually create a vehicle, you create a diorama, you create a layout that's different from whatever Hornby or whoever put in the tracks. Ah, right. Yeah, indeed, Larry, because you've got things that eat people and eat pets, whereas over here we don't have that. Trying to shoot a 50 cal like a normal rifle, yeah, that has got a bit of a kickback. You have to brace yourself. I've seen quite a few. The one guy that I do enjoy watching in the restoration type thing is My Mechanics, the Swiss guy. He does some incredibly detailed restorations of old stuff. What did he do? He made a combination lock out of a stainless steel bolt. Just took this one bolt and made that. Oh, roof rats not welcome. Yeah, we have the occasional squirrel that runs across the garden, but now that we've got the back garden is almost entirely concrete now, and we don't have the rat problem that we used to have, and it disappeared. But next door has got the rat problem because it's completely overgrown. They can hide in it. There's food sources in there, and nothing we can do because the guy doesn't live there. It's just an empty property that's overgrown. Such a handsome fellow. Oh, you are trying to flatter me there. A rat zapper. DIY stuff. Yeah, they are very clever. Rats are not the stupid animals people think, and you've got to hide out. You've got to be very smart to outsmart them. You know, the really stupid ones will fall into a bucket, but most are not really stupid. The older ones are, far more intelligent and far more wary, and you either shoot them or you have to poison them. There are no other choices really when they get to the stage where they're that clever that nothing will do them any harm, because they're that wily and that sort of savvy. Red potatoes and squash. I haven't tried those. I do like red potatoes. We do like that. I do like actually sweet potato as well. It's one of my the rest of the family cannot stand sweet potato, but I love it. I really do love sweet potato, and that's just me. But yeah. Have I ever found something quite randomly at the side of the road and repaired it to better than new? Not yet, Paul. I'm thinking about looking around for somebody who's trashed something and thrown it in the canal. Tempted to, get in touch with what's his name, Drastic G, who does all the magnet fishing, and see if he has anything, or go magnet fishing and see if I can pull something out the local canal, that somebody's thrown away, a video recorder, radio, stereo, and see if we can repair that. Squirrels and chipmunks, yeah, we don't have that really. We have the squirrels, but Chubby is such a cute dog. My two daughters, Larry, really love looking at Chubby when he's on your videos. If certainly when the youngest one is at home from university, she'll come in and she'll say, "What are you watching?" And I'll say that. And I'll say, "Well, you want to have a look at these dogs?" And then we'll go over to the dog vlog and she'll see the dogs, and then we'll go to Yeti's place and she'll see the dogs, and we'll go to Larry's and see Chubby sitting on Larry, because Larry just that dog is something else, Larry. It really is. Magnet fish. I've actually got the magnet, Paul. Yes. You're going to bed now, Greg? No problem. You take care, and sooner than you like. 6:25 will be here in 1 hour and 25 minutes. I'll be greeting the morning shift fairly soon at this rate. Oh dear. Yeah. Anybody would think I could talk for hours about nothing and everything. Deer, squirrel, raccoons, live above a lake with lots of wood, lots of wildlife. It sounds really nice, Robert. It really does. I wish, dog showed exactly where the rats were. You was able to trap all of the ones that got into the house. Yeah, garden produce in the storage room. And it doesn't need to be that big a hole, does it? It really doesn't. We haven't had any mice in the house, but we've had mice, and I know that they can get through a hole that's, you know, about 1/2 inch in diameter. For us Europeans, that would be, you know, 12.5 millimeters. Yeah, if you're a bit rural, that sounds really good. You know, I've often, well, I wanted to live in the country. My wife is a city girl. We ended up staying here. Yeah, I can well believe it. A small hole. I know originally when we first moved in, we actually had an old wooden shed in the garden that was falling to pieces, and we had to dismantle it. We took it apart, and underneath was a shed snake skin. So we used to have snakes that would keep the rats down in the garden when we first moved in. Yeah, plugged. It's got to be plugged. There's absolutely no reason not to plug it. You just don't want them in the house. They just you know, they've been, when we had our old neighbours next door, the rats used to walk into their kitchen, which is at the back of the house, and just sit there in the middle of the kitchen floor, which, you know, really upset his wife for some reason. He wasn't too happy about it either, but yeah, you know, they had some big rat problems, and, you know, they used to live underneath in the cellar. We've got a cellar here that is actually rat free because there's nothing down there for them to eat. And yeah, Florida boa constrictors in the swamps. Is that because people have released them? You know, snakes in I know you've got native snakes in the States, but what types I couldn't tell you. You know, I know you get rattlesnakes and you get all sorts, but yeah. The thing is, you know, snakes do keep down a lot of the pests. You know, but if they're taking over, then they become the pest themselves. It's why Australia's laws are so strict on the import of animals. You know, they just will not let any more stuff in because they don't want a repeat of the frog thing, where they introduced some frogs to keep down certain types of mosquitoes. And the frogs took over, and now the frogs are a pest. Garter snakes, yeah, the little, are they red, yellow, and black? I believe the little garter snakes. Yeah, the boas, yeah. If you catch them, kill them, whatever. Yeah, I can imagine that, because boa constrictors can grow to a rather large size, and they don't care what they eat really, as long as it was alive when they caught it. So, yeah, you know, they wrap themselves around it, away they go, whether it's man, woman, child, alligator, whatever they can get round, you know, I suppose. Yeah, again, we don't have these sort of dangerous animals in the UK. We're quite sheltered out here. We don't have big, dangerous, scary animals. We don't have the major poisonous spiders either. You know, we haven't, except in people's houses. People buy them and collect them and keep them as pets, but in the wild, we don't have much. You know, we have one toxic snake, the adder. You know, it's the adder, which is a viper, but it's called the adder. The other two snakes that can be found in the UK are both non-toxic. They don't cause any problems. But even an adder bite is not fatal over here. It's not completely. Yeah, so you've got the sidewinders and the garter snakes and the gosfer snakes. You know, I know a lot of people I talk to on the guinea pig groups are very wary about having their animals outside because several reasons: the snakes, the foxes, the coyotes, and the hawks. You've got the copperheads and the rattlesnakes as black snakes. yeah, you know, again, this is all foreign to us Brits. You know, yeah, it's you know, I guess you know, in some parts you suffer from mountain lions as well, whereas we have none of that. You know, I think the most dangerous cat we have is the mysterious big black panther that roams around the southern moors. That, you know, I think there's only one of them, and it escaped from a zoo many years ago, and I don't know if it's even still around. But yeah, you know, we have them. Bullfrogs, yeah. Selling frog legs. Somebody let them go, yeah. It's like when the animal rights people used to break into the mink farms and let the minks go. What did the minks go and do? They decimated the rabbit population. You know, yeah, you got cougars there, you know. We don't have that. Paul's keeping score, you know, how long I can talk for. I'm just going to drop a pill because it's pain medication time. It's that time of the morning. But yeah, what was I watching? Drain Addict the other earlier today, and he caught a funnel web spider. And he said it's the second one he's had this week. And what they do apparently is they take them to the hospitals, and the hospitals then make the anti-venom from the funnel webs. So, you know, they get a bounty for it, like you say. Don't have as much here as, say, 25 years ago. Yeah, I can believe that because, you know, it's 100 minutes is impressive. What, talking randomly for 100 minutes. Suggest a subject, I could probably go on and on about it. Oh dear. Going on. Oh. Yes, bed. Not yet. Still got piggies to treat yet. I've still got them to deal with. Going to bed early. You're a morning person. You're a morning person. Sighting a mountain like 2 weeks ago. You had a mountain lion, Larry. Yeah. Again, zoos. It's the only place, or nature documentaries. It's where we see these creatures. We don't get to see any of this, really, do we? We just, you know, we go out. Yeah. We look at sheep. That's about the most common thing. Or we look at cows, or we look at horses in the fields. So that I take it they're following the deer and whatever else they're looking for dinner for the mountain lion. So that's fair enough. Yeah, it's yeah. Not a morning person. Travel early tomorrow. I am. Hopefully, it's profitable for you. You know, you'll get England, the first time I ever ate rabbit. Yeah, used to be able to buy rabbits in the supermarkets, and it went out of fashion. People just didn't like the idea in the end of eating soft, fluffy bunny rabbits. Yet, you know, come the zombie apocalypse, that's what they'll be living on. It doesn't taste too bad, I've got to admit. I did like rabbit, but you can't get it anymore. It's just, unless you go out and shoot it yourself. And again, you've got to then abide by all the rules. You know, have you got the landowner's permission? Can you shoot on his land? Does he take the property, or do you keep it? Oh, don't. But yeah, you know, I've had my share of cooking stuff out in the wild, and yeah, rabbit is quite tasty. Some of it can be quite tough depending on the age of the rabbit, obviously. Parent stuff. Parent stuff. Oh yeah, it's terrible when you keep parents out of trouble, isn't it? Oh dear, the amount of times they've kept me out of trouble. Oh dear, I don't think my parents have ever been in trouble. Well, my dad. He's not been in trouble, but he's He can be very weird, much weirder than I am. Oh dear. So you want flat Earth moon landings? Deer are plentiful there, well as people never think in the desert there are many. I bet there are. You know, again, seeing some of the documentaries, you think desert empty place, but apparently there's quite a lot that inhabits the desert, and we just don't see it because we don't. Well, England's too wet to be a desert yet. You know, it might be an intellectual desert in some places, but it's not actually. As long as it's all good, that's all the main thing. As long as it's all good, you know, that's what you need. Yeah, deserts, you know, teeming with life according to the documentaries. You know, you've got the bugs that make holes and come out, and things fall in, and you know. 11 till 1, yeah, that'll be the morning shift, and then it will actually be snowing from 1 till 3, and from 3 till 5 you'll have a hurricane, and then after, yeah, 4 seasons in one day, no problem at all. Are my eyes getting heavy yet? No, I'm still wide awake. I normally wake up round about 11, 12 o'clock noon, something like that. And yeah, yeah, I can imagine Korea in the rainy season would be quite damp, very, very like some parts of the UK, you know, Manchester. I don't think I've ever been to Manchester and it not rained much. But yeah, yeah, it's. Oh, where were we? Yeah, rain. Yeah, 4 seasons one day. Yeah, you just got to put up with it. You know, sometimes I think we could do with a hot summer, and we've had some hot summers and we've had some really cold winters. But again, you know, am I remembering things different? But were the winters colder 30 years ago? I think they were. We certainly had snow in December instead of in February and March. And yeah, you know, we didn't get snow in February in the old days. It was all started November, finished January. That was winter. Nowadays, it seems to have moved a couple of months down. Yeah, we are a wet country, and we could never be a desert. There's just too much rainfall. Is it because we're stuck between Ireland and Europe? Possibly. Wales, amazing. Yeah, depending on which part you go to. I found that North Wales being open and flat and fairly sort of English is just like the English. Whereas if you go into South Wales in all the mountains, yeah, crazy road signs, everything is bilingual. Yeah, that can be confusing for people. And you know, Pembroke, yeah, Pembrokeshire, yeah, yes, yeah. Done a lot of driving in Wales. Done a lot of moving around there. It's used to visit the castle. Yeah, yeah. Used to spend a lot of time in Wales, usually delivering lots and lots of wonderful goods to supermarkets and to warehouses, and yeah, carrying parcels here, there, and everywhere. Yeah, done a lot of that, and yeah, it is a great place. But if you don't fit in, you don't fit in. There are parts of Wales where you can go and they just won't talk to you because they know you're not Welsh. You know, if you walk into, it happened to me, you walk into a pub and everybody was fine and chatty, and then the next thing you know, everybody switched from English to Welsh because you don't belong. So you're uncomfortable, get out. Yeah, you know, some of them are. Some Welsh people are really great. You know, they're just the way they are. You could say that about the Scots. You could say that, you know, it's hard to sort of pin people down. You know, some people say London's unfriendly. You know, in fact, people don't look at each other in London. There's just, there's 8 million people and none of them talk to each other. You off to bed now, Paul? Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'll probably be going soon, but yeah, like you say, Robert, not rude, just not inviting. But the further north you go, the friendlier people are. They're willing to sort of chat to you and talk to you. It's a, I don't know, it's a friendlier place. I don't know. I think once you're out of the big cities, it's a lot better. People are a bit more friendly here, but not as friendly as, say, further north. So, yeah, it just depends on where you are. Visited the coast, yeah. It's, yeah, there's Paul saying good night on the Facebook Messenger to everybody. But yeah, it's one of those things. There are friendly places and there are unfriendly places. I would never call London a friendly place, and I was born there, and that's why I talk away. No, I haven't visited the US, and it's one of the places I'd like to go. My wife has. She visited the US, and it's one of those places that I want to see different parts of the States. I'll be honest. I don't want to. I don't want to just see, okay, we're going to Miami, or we're going to Florida, we're going on vacation to such and such. I'd like to travel around and see the different parts, because you've got everything from the equator all the way up to the frozen north, effectively. That great big space. It's just, one of those places. It's just, there's got to be so much. You've got the farming areas where it's all like, you've got the back end of Utah where everything is rural and countrified and that sort of thing. But then you've got the big cities in the hot areas down south where everybody thinks they're better than everybody else by all accounts from the television, because that's where all the rich and famous live. They all live in the hot bit, because going somewhere where they make steel is probably not in their sort of remit. It's hard to say. I really would like to travel around, but yeah, cities. I'm not a city fan myself. I really don't do. I drive in them. I can drive in cities. I've driven in cities across Europe. A few years ago, for a family holiday, we drove to Venice. It took me 18 hours in one go. Yeah, we drove to Venice, straight over. Got on the train, into France, down the motorways, through. Yeah, we went to Italy, northern Italy, by car, in a day. It's a completely different world over here, really, because rather than being one country, we're just a bunch of separate countries. Yeah, Robert. Yeah, that's a while ago. When did the channel open? It was 80s. It was 80s that it was open, and good thing, bad thing, still don't know. I know we did. Yeah. Hiya, Wenlock. Nice to see you. Afternoon for you. Early morning for me. And as I say, I won't be around much, but I will be disappearing soon. But yeah, channel wasn't done. Yeah, I'm trying to think the date. It's the same as the QE2 bridge. I remember it being opened as I was young. You were there 88 to 91, so yeah, it would have been late 80s. You haven't missed it, Wenlock. No, this is just. I started as a test for 2 minutes, and here I am. It's 2 hours. 2 hours later, and I'm still chatting. And I've not done any electronics. I've not done anything remotely connected with the radio that's on the bench behind me. And you left when Lot left the UK in '73, that was before Margaret Thatcher took over. No, you are for the next few months, Robert, but they're trying not to sell them to the UK, simply because they know we're not really part of Europe anywhere, and unless you buy one in Germany and then you can travel around Europe on a European pass, but you can't generally buy one in the UK to travel UK and Europe, and they're certainly not valid on the Channel Tunnel because they want to rip you off for extra money, because it's expensive. It's very expensive putting up big fences and trying to stop people climbing on your trains and your trucks and everything else. Yeah, Brexit, that is a whole nother matter, and the politics of it, it's been and done. We're in the situation we're in, whether I like it or didn't like it, whether I voted for it or didn't vote for it. We're leaving the European Union. If you're going to buy spare parts from Europe, buy them now, because by the end of the year, we're out of it, and there's nothing we're going to be able to do. Yeah, we had a little glitch there, but reconnecting. It is. It's democracy. The majority voted out. The government at the time didn't think we'd ever vote out, but that's the way it is. All of the lighting gear in here came from Europe because it was the cheapest place to buy it, even though it's actually produced in Thailand. It was cheaper to buy it in Europe than from a UK company. Go figure. And I do enjoy the trading and the free movement, but a lot of people did think we shouldn't join. I remember that when Wilson, wasn't it, that put us in the EU, and that was the French originally didn't want us in. The French, until we paid the farming subsidy, the French didn't want us to join the common market as it was then. And it slowly grew into this monster that they call the EU. Originally, it was just a trading partnership. It was just a trade deal. But then they started introducing rules and regulations, and everybody bowed down to it. Who knows? Who cares? Done is done. Bureaucracy, yes. The amount of rules that came in, certainly with my old job of HGV driving, the rules that came in that were Europe-wide, that involved, where you could drive your truck, how long you could drive it for, and all the other bits and pieces, and when you took your break and when you didn't take your break. HOAs. Oh, I hear so much bad about HOAs. In fact, there's another channel on. What back injury is one, Robert, but I have other health issues as well. But yes, I actually fell off the back of a lorry a long time ago, about 20 years ago, and you can't figure that one out. Diabetes? No, I'm not diabetic, not yet. I'm pre-diabetic, but not quite. So it's there. Yes, my weight has gone up considerably in the last year, and it shouldn't have done. But there you go. I'm old. I'll have to deal with it. Not quite. I do have compressed discs. I do have. What else do they call it? They're not ruptured yet. They're not slipped. No, it's all lower spine. It's all. I don't have sleep apnea. I don't have diabetes. I don't have brain injuries, not yet anyway. I do have head problems. I won't say that I don't have head problems, which is why I have lots and lots of different pills to take. Yeah, lower middle is about right. It's there's all sorts of things wrong. You know, I have bad knees. I have bad knees from a motorcycle accident. That was when I was 28. I had somebody T-bone me. Fell off the lorry. When was that? 20 years ago. Yeah, it must have been about 20 years ago, around about 2000-ish. 2000, 2002, I think it was, something like that. Fell off the lorry. Yeah, back injuries, they're a thing, aren't they? There's nothing you can do, Some days you can walk around fine, other days you can't move. It's life. I'm old. You got to get used to that. My eyesight always used to have perfect eyesight. Now, I can't actually read the text on my phone without my glasses on because it got old. I did have retinal bleeds for a while, which didn't do me any favours eyesight-wise. Currently suffering with high blood pressure, but hey, I'm old, I'm fat, I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. I have to take my glasses off to drive because if I have my glasses on, I can see the dashboard, but I can't see in front of me. But if I put my glasses off, I can't see my dashboard clearly, but I can see the road and I can still drive, and I still meet the minimum requirements by a long way for what I can drive. Born with cataracts, lens replacement and LASIK. Yeah, it can make a big difference, but you can only do the laser thing once, can't you? Yeah, you're going in for your chemo after your appointment on March 17th. I hope that goes well for you, Larry. Yeah, I know you're older than me, Larry. You're 69. You've got a few years on me. But in fact, thinking about it, you're just about old enough to be my dad. That's a scary thought, Larry, isn't it? Oh dear. Yeah. Oh, what can I say? It's one of the things I've noticed that they won't do my knees because I'm not old enough and I'm not severe enough. They won't do any scans on my back because I'm not wetting myself. I have to have something else physical. The health system in the UK, much as I love it, is short of money and time and everything else. It's one of those things. Yes, we have a free healthcare system. We do not pay for healthcare, but you have to wait. And if there's no immediate need for you to have something done, then there's no money for you to have it done. If you need it, they'll do it. But if you don't need it, you won't get it done. It's as simple as that, which is fair enough. Don't waste resources. But unfortunately, the governments for the last 30, 40 years have been trying to cut back the expense, and yeah, it's just got worse and worse. And unfortunately, the health service is at breaking point. And we're in the situation we are. Yeah, you're lucky. The military will cover all your hospital bills because obviously they're and over here, because we don't pay for it. At least if you're injured at work, the companies still have to pay you, and you don't suffer that way. So it's not like oh well, you got sick at work, you got no money coming in because you're not working, we're not entitled to pay you. Well, over here you are. If you're injured in the line of duty, as it were, they have to pay you your wages. So it's one of the things about the system here. But there's all sorts of different rules and regulations, and you know, yeah, you don't want to think about me being your son, Larry. I'm probably not the best person to be anybody's son. I think I'm too much of a headache. Yeah, you know, heart attacks. Yeah, well, that was a scare for me recently. They thought I'd had a stroke, but they're still monitoring me. They're still dosing me up with statins, and they're still trying to keep me alive. Sometimes I wonder whether it's worth it, but then I've got all this gear here to sort out, so I can't just pop off yet because the kids wouldn't know what to do with it all. The wife certainly wouldn't be able to carry it out to the skip. So right, yeah, 5:30 in the morning. I think I'm going to have to do my chores. I've still got chores to do at this time of the morning. I've got to sort out the guinea pigs, give them their breakfast. I've still got to do some washing up, and some laundry has got to be changed from the washing machine to the dryer. So I've still got my chores to do. So I think I'm going to call it quits at this time of the day. Thanks everybody for joining in. It's been great. You know, what started out as a random test turns into me chatting online for however long. You know. No, piggies are guinea pigs. I am a massive guinea pig fan, and yeah, I know what you mean when like my wife is pretty much the same. She's quite infirm. She has there. Yeah, Janet. Thank you very much. You know, it's yeah. Anybody that likes dogs, go and see Janet's channel, the dog vlog. It's been really good. Indeed. Indeed, Janet. Yeah, there are people that will actually see what I'm doing here, and there. Yeah, I've got to do the chores. I've got to do all the other bits, and probably even have a stop for a comfort break at some stage. That might be a thing. Yeah, Wenlock, it's one of the things I've had to avoid over the years. I have 6 monthly tests for diabetes because of the weight. You know, it's one of those things. You know, yeah. By all means, anybody that hasn't seen the rest of the channel, you know, by all means, look at some of the videos. You might like them. You might find them completely inanely boring because it's a strange electronics channel. But thank you everybody for stopping by, and I'm going to say good night at this point. And yeah, it's been great. Take care everyone, and hopefully I'll do this soon. The next live from me will probably be from somewhere hot and wet and sweaty, because in a week I'm flying out to catch coronavirus. Take care everybody, and bye for now.